Welcome to another episode of the Mindset Masters. This is a place where we don't talk about numbers. We don't talk about the game, but we talk about what it took players or professional managers, what it took them mentally, what drives them, what do they want from their life, and what makes them even better. And today, my guest is somebody that I'm looking forward to talking to, somebody who was drafted, somebody who's played everywhere, whether it's Europe, Australia, Indonesia, somebody who's gone through injuries. I just want to know so much about this guy, what drives him. What makes him come back from places that he's, the darkest place. He's a guy I met in the gym a while ago, and just from the moment go, we just had this a massive connection. And I just want to understand him, and I just want to dive deep to what made him be who he is. He's an amazing guy, and I cannot wait to jump in deep and know more about you. I might not pronounce this well because I like keeping things real. I had to write this. Devondrick?
That ain't bad.
Yeah?
That ain't bad.
Walker? Is that?
Devondrick Walker.
Is
Yes,
it?
sir. Yes,
Did I
sir.
get
Yes,
it?
sir. That's it.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't like English. It's not my language, so I just try to forge it out. Bro,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Thanks for having me, bro. I'm excited.
Thanks for your
bro.
time.
We not in the gym right now, but I still got a little juice pumping for this podcast, bro. So I'm
By
excited.
the way, you've scrubbed up all right.
You think so?
Yeah. Was it just for this shit?
Nah, bro. I always look like this.
Really? True. This is how you look. No, in the gym, you don't look this good. I only know your daughter looks good, not you.
She looks like me.
No,
bro.
don't say that.
She looks
like
me.
daddy.
That's
now,
bad.
Now, bro, I just want to jump in. Today I did something that is different. I normally go just off head and ask people questions, but today I just want to maybe just get it right a little bit. You were a top draft in your days.
I wouldn't say top draft,
No,
but a
no.
prospect. We
Take
use the
it.
word
Yeah,
prospect.
take it. But you carved out of your pro. You did, you were a prospect. So, and did you get drafted?
No, I was not drafted. I was not drafted.
So what kept you? What kept you going after you didn't get drafted? How was that?
The funny thing is, bro, I had no fucking chance at getting drafted. So I never had the letdown of not getting drafted. It was more so like I want what these players have, bro. I've seen the guys that were getting drafted, and I have a tweet that's pinned on my Twitter, which is now X.
Yeah.
I have a tweet pinned from 2012. It was from a Kobe documentary called Muse. If you haven't seen Muse, it's one of my favorite documentaries of all time. And he said when he was coming up, he was like, I know I can play with these guys.
Yes.
I just needed the opportunity to show it.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me. And that's over 10 years ago. And when I started my career, that's all I kept telling myself, like, just put me in the gym with them.
Yeah.
Just put me in the gym with the guys that are getting drafted. I'm like, just put me somewhere with them.
Yeah.
And let me show you that I belong. Now, with that being said, fuck, I failed. A lot of times I did get the opportunity to go when I just wasn't ready at the time.
Yeah.
But I never folded on that moniker. I'm like, shit, give me another shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to be ready this time. Give me another shot. Give me another shot. So I think that's how I took the not getting drafted part. Like I said, I didn't have the letdown of it, but I knew I could compete with the guys that were.
What made you going? Like you knew, maybe you say you given a chance, and then you failed. You get another chance.
Yeah.
What was the mindset? What made you go back and go? Okay, I couldn't match up with them, but I still want to go back. If you hit a wall, you could easily go, this is not for me. I'll go to 8 to 5 kind of hustle.
Facts. Nah, it was for me. I didn't want anything else, bro. It was nothing else that just took over my mind like that. Like, what else do you want? Like, think about when you're in school, bro, and it's a girl that you want. If that's what you want, them other girls, there's probably 20, 30 other girls that you're looking at.
If the guy says they don't like you,
nah, that ain't the one you want then.
Yeah.
If you give up on that, that ain't the one you really want, bro. So for me, basketball was something I really wanted. I didn't want to play football. I didn't want to this day, and I'm proud, but I'll sound really, I don't know what's the word, I'll sound really fucked up about this, but I've never had a job.
You never had a job?
Never had a 9 to 5. I've never had to go to someone, you know what I mean? I clock in, I do this. I've never had a job because all I wanted to do is play basketball.
Now let's go back. Why basketball, and how did it come? Because in America, the first thing is, football.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's where it came from, bro. It was So I had an older brother who played football, and growing up in my neighborhood, everybody played football. It's all football, right? Not many basketball players were where I grew up at. So I was kind of following my brother's footsteps through my mom. She was making me play, oh, your brother plays, you should play football. But I was fucking horrible, bro. I couldn't play football.
Yeah.
The physicality was too much. The equipment, helmets, pads, all that shit
Too
was
heavy.
I'm just like, man, it's hot. So I'm from Texas, from Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So in the summers, you getting 40 degrees for the consistent 3 months straight.
Yeah.
And you outside in the middle of that shit with all this equipment on. I'm sweating like, I'm just like, nah, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
I do not like football. And I would have coaches, oh, you can be so good. You just got to embrace the contact. And I'm like, fuck that, bro. I don't have to get ran over, flipped, and all of that shit to play basketball.
Yeah.
And I just got around 12 years old, I got a real liking to basketball.
Do you remember the moment?
Actually never been asked this question before. The moment.
The moment you go, wow, this is great.
So I do remember, not the point where I'm like, I love basketball, but I knew it was something I couldn't get away from. I was in 7th grade, and I was a class clown, so I'm fucking around in school. I'm making jokes. I'm doing this, and I'm doing it consistently before basketball season starts up. And it goes on. I continue. And my teacher, she goes to my coach and says, I just can't control him. Like, he's fucking my classroom up. Like, he's making all of these jokes. He's doing this. He's making fun of people. And then she told him this, too, at the same time. She said, it's the smartest fucking guy I got in the class. But he's also ruining every other student's opportunity to get anything. So I'm in there, like, say she would ask the question, I'll blurt the answer out before she finishes the statement. Like, I'm being a real asshole.
Yeah.
But I know all the shit she's talking about, so I'm getting A's, straight
Was
A's.
that being a smart ass or an answer or just being smart?
Smart ass, bro. You got it. I'm being a smart.
Genius.
I'm only doing it because I know they don't know it.
Yeah.
I know the other people don't know it, and if they do, I want to beat them to it. I'm a competitive class clown. I don't even know if that exists, bro. I'm competing. Like, you don't know this answer. I know I do. So I'm gonna say it before you. So she goes to one of my coaches and tell him, like, I can't control him. I can't do anything with him. Please get him out of my classroom. And he told me, he said, he's my 7th grade coach. He told me, he said, I can do you one better. I'll take him off the basketball team.
Take him off.
He said, I'll take him off the basketball team. He brought me in his office and was like, you suspended for however many games. Like, I keep hearing these reports about you. And she wasn't the only teacher. He's like, I'm hearing that I'm not putting up with this shit. His name was Coach Turner. So shout out Coach Turner, who really changed my whole life in that moment. And, you 12-year-old. I was one of the popular kids in school. I thought I was so cool, bro, so fucking tough.
You're still cool.
No way. Not even close. I get in the car, right, after having this meeting with my coach, and my mom picked me up, and I tell her, like, Coach kicked me off the team. He said I can't play. Bro, I started crying. And I bullshit you not, this is the most vivid memory of my life because I haven't cried since that moment. 12 years old, bro, I cried in the car to my mom. Like, he kicked me off the team. I'm like bawling, bro. I'm remembering, now I'm talking about, I'm remembering it. I'm in the back seat. I'm like, I got my head in my hoodie. I'm like crying, bro. And that's when I knew. I said, oh, I love this shit. Nothing can make me do that, bro. I was so tough. The hard shell that I carried. Like, maybe I was hiding behind some shit as I was being a class clown. I was hiding behind playing basketball. But in that moment, I was a little kid, bro. I was a child, like 3-year-old. Oh, where's my mom? Like, all of that. I was in that moment right there for me was like, yeah, bro.
This is it.
You love this shit way too much, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask the next question before I get to this. So, what was the next part of it after crying? When did you go back? Did you get suspended, or did you get back, or what? So I'm not listening. This is like a
game. I was suspended for 3 games, and in them 3 games,
you cried over 3 games.
I didn't know the duration. I didn't know the duration. I just thought I was done playing basketball, and I went back to the classroom, and I swear to you, bro, I'm remembering this shit as I'm talking. So I swear to you, bro, I'm in the classroom. Yes, sir. No, I'm just like, nah, bro, you're not taking basketball from me. Like, making this kid laugh or impressing this dude next to me or even aggravating my teachers was not worth me not playing basketball. And I'm like, I'll do whatever I need. Do you need me to hand out the papers? Like, I'm grading the test for you if you need me to. For basketball, I'll do anything. And I'm like, literally, bro, I knew. I'm like, yeah.
Do you remember the first game you played after that?
Nah, I wouldn't say I remember the first. I played so many games since I wouldn't remember then, but I knew once I got back, I was like, yeah, I'm here, bro, and I ain't going nowhere.
Now, let's fast forward this. Do you remember your first professional game?
Ooh, yeah, I do. I do vividly, and I want to say it was in the the G League against the Santa Cruz Warriors. That was my first regular season game.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a preseason game that I remember a little more vividly, and it was one that ultimately changed my career because so I go into the G League, and in training camp, it's a number of guys and competing for a number of spots, right? So it was 15 guys competing for essentially 3 spots because a lot of the spots had already been taken, whether it was former players already there, returners, you got higher draft picks coming down, stuff like that. So I was essentially competing, maybe 5 or 6 guys for one spot.
Yeah.
And this is a moment, and I have a couple moments, and I know we'll get to it throughout the podcast, where I'm like, God is real. And we playing against Oklahoma City Blue, right? And this is maybe the last week or so before camp is over. So this is our last scrimmage. Camp is damn near over, and you got to make cuts. And I bullshit you not, Tom. Like, all of the top guys got something wrong with him. One guy had pink eye. Another guy, wrist was sore. Another guy, hamstring was tight. So it was so many, like 5 or 6 people didn't play that game just out of random shit that they didn't have the night before. I don't know what
this shit happened.
I don't know what it was, bro.
It's
but
your time.
They practiced yesterday, but this game day, all these motherfuckers like, oh yeah, I'm hurt. I'm like, oh shit. Coach come up to me, and up until that moment, I think I'm about to get cut, right? Because I'm not remembering none of the plays. These motherfuckers running so fast. I'm missing. I'm turning over. I'm not physically ready. I don't think I'm ready. So I'm hanging on by the hair of my chin, bro. And I'm like, Coach said, you're gonna start this game. Tom, I bullshit you not, bro. I go crazy. I hit like 6 threes. I got a dunk, big time block. The whole gym, or my team anyway, they like, yeah, bro, you going crazy. Because I've been some shit the first 3 weeks. I've been ass, right? I don't remember anything. Everybody's going crazy. The teammate, the coach is like, yeah, bro, so proud of you, so proud of you. And that was my moment of, like, my first professional setting because I actually got to play. I got to do my thing, and I got so much validation from the people I looked up. There was so many people in that gym and organization I looked up to. And I just was, like one of those little kids who's trying to make his big brother proud. There was like 10 of those guys in that organization for me. I got 10 big brothers that I just want to make proud. And when I all seen them showing me love, and then the next day at practice, the coach came up to me and was like, and I thought I was going to get cut still because that ain't how it works. You can have one good game and, sports fans know it's a tough, or players anyway, they know how it goes. He came up to me and he walked on thinking like, training camp's done. It's my time. I'm really about to say thank you for the opportunity, kinda. And he come up to me. He said, "Bro, your drive, your determination, your energy, just what you bring, it's unmatched." This is what he telling me. And then he said, "And that's the reason why you're gonna make this team."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, this is crazy, bro." Now this is when I'm officially a pro.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm officially a pro now, and I'm like, I cannot believe I'm here. And from that moment, like in the G League or the D League, if you're familiar with it in any sorts, the roster turnover is crazy. They get cut, everybody get cut, trade. It's crazy, right? So
I was listening to NBA, and it's just a crazy number. Like 100 and something every year.
The turnover is ridiculous. In the G League, it's even worse, bro. It's rare that you get a guy to start the season and finish the season. And my rookie season, I started that season and I finished that season. And for me, that was an accomplishment in itself. That meant I had some sort of value
to add.
I'm like, okay, I'm valuable in this sense. And mind you, I didn't play many minutes, bro. I averaged maybe 12 minutes, 9 minutes a game. Yeah, but the value was there.
But I just want to go back. You're in this group, maybe there's one position, there's 5 people. There's a lot of uncertainty. And for you, you're not sure of yourself. You don't even know you're going to make the team. You're in this, place of uncertainty all the time. How could you go through that, compose yourself, and still turn up? And that's the kind of mindset I'm actually looking at. Like, there's a kid out there. He's exactly where you are. He's looking at these people, and he goes, "Oh my God, these guys are so good. I'm just no one." They're in your shoe. what did you go to? Like, what was the go-to mindset? What did you tell yourself? You know,
It goes back to how we started the conversation. Like, I seen these guys getting drafted, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a respect level there, but at the same time, I truly believe that I can fucking play, bro.
Yeah.
It was no doubt in my mind that if you give me the opportunity, that I was going to do my thing. I just worked so hard every day. I'm like, I'm so prepared. I'm so prepared. Just give me the ball. Just give me the opportunity. I'm so prepared. So when you talk about all of these guys that I felt was that, it was a respect level, man to man.
Yeah.
But I got an ego too. I'm here too. Like,
what are you telling yourself at that moment? What are you telling yourself? I'm better. I'm good. I can do this. I believe in myself. What is it? What is the one thing you can remember, or even, recently that you remember you go to,
Honest truth, bro. Just don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling them, don't be a bitch. In every situation or scenario that comes through sport, if you just tell yourself, like, growing up, just don't be a bitch, you will snap out of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like, defensively, if you want to get over a ball screen, you want to be tough, you want to be a hard-nosed defender, if you tell yourself before the possession starts, don't be a bitch right here, bro. Get through that shit. You gonna do it. Don't be a bitch. In every situation, like, if guys are getting extra reps in after practice, don't be a bitch, bro. You get up and you go get your reps too. We in the weight room. Dude put on how much weight. You look at that shit, don't be a bitch, bro. Do not be. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm seeing all these guys that are extremely high levels than me in terms of stature, their names, where they played, all of that. And I'm just consistently reminding myself, like, bro, don't be a bitch right now. Don't be a bitch. You got what you hear. Do not bitch out.
That being said, like, you look at all these people where they've been. You've been, all the way from US, Australia, all over the world. Indonesia. You're Indonesia now? Yeah. Being global, what has that taught you, like adaptation and everything? What has that taught you? What are the lessons you've learned by being,
To be completely honest, bro, it was humbleness.
Yeah.
You learn to be humble. So being from the US, growing up, the NBA is always the goal.
Yeah.
In basketball, we're the top dogs, right?
Yeah.
And you just put the U.S. basketball scene on the pedestal. You put the basketball players on the pedestal. So if I were an American basketball player and I go to this country, I automatically assume that I'm better than you.
Yep.
I have no real respect for what you do as a, naive. So the humbleness comes in. You go to these places and you run into players that will bust your ass.
Yeah.
You run into these players that can do exactly what you can do. But growing up, you taught that you're the best at this. So you have a mentality. Yeah, it's a mentality and an ego that's like unhealthy, bro. But for me, this is my 10th year. Yeah. And going all of these places, bro, you learn these culture, you learn these people, and you realize that they put their pants on just like you. You grow up with this sense of entitlement in this hoop culture, but in reality, that shit is nothing, bro. It's nothing. And it's an American flaw that I've learned growing up and playing through all of these countries, talking to the people, talking to the locals, the natives. And for me, I think the biggest turnaround was when I went to Italy. And my coach was like, bro, I don't need you. Like, I won't play you. And I looked at him like, the fuck do you mean? You brought me, he showed me he didn't need me. The team was better when I was on the bench. He sat me down in practices. He would kick me out of practices. And I'm really struggling with that. Like, bro, I thought you needed me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that humbleness kicked in. Like, this coach was probably 80 years old, bro.
He's 80.
Yeah, 80 years old. And it may have been a little racial involvement. Yeah. Maybe. At 80 years old, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
But regardless of how he brought it out, the way I took it was what I needed. It was extremely humbling experience, bro.
So you're here, you've been called in to come in, and then the coach is telling you, I don't need you. How do you work around that? Because I see so many of these things. I don't know if you watch soccer, like Manchester United.
Yeah.
You got people like Rashford, you got people like Sancho's. I don't know if you know these players. They bring in a coach, they feel like the coach has to work around them. And all of a sudden, the coach has brought you in, and the coach is telling you, I don't need you.
Yeah.
how do you mentally have to change that? What do you do? How do you look at it? Do you go, fuck you, you need me more than I need you? Or do you go, I have to put my ego down and I need to be able to listen to the coach? Because most players, like when I look at soccer now, most players now get kicked out of the team. The coach gets rid of them. Yeah, in that sense.
For me, my humble beginnings, because I grew up hungry. I grew up humble. I didn't have anything given to me growing up.
Yeah.
So my humble beginnings kick back in. Like so obviously, you start here. I'm starting to build my way up, my ego. I'm starting to think I'm this.
Yeah.
And I run into him. He stops me right in my tracks like, now I'm going back down this way. I'm like, fuck. And it registered to me like, and when you say, how do I respond to that, you could go one or two ways. Now, if I didn't have that upbringing that I had, if I didn't have those steps of grind into whatever, place I'm going, I probably would have been one of the guys that's, man, fuck you. I'm this. You know what I mean? It would have been a really big debacle. It would have been a fight. It would have been all types of, I would call it Hollywood behavior from some of those players you mentioned, some of those star players. They end up just leaving, man, fuck you. I don't need this. I took it as, okay, let me show you that you need me. Let me tighten up. Okay, you think I'm this? Let me be a better player. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me show you that I am capable of what you're asking. And that was the humbleness and the humble beginning that came in. Now, if I didn't have that experiences before, I probably wouldn't have responded as I responded. So I'm looking at him like, all right, let me show you then. So I think that's the one thing I took from that experience of traveling the most. The Italy experience was the most humbling. But look, I ended up leaving that team.
Was it because you didn't get along with the coach, or the opportunity was there?
So it was a little bit of everything. So towards the back end of that season, getting closer towards Christmas time, like me and the coach had such a big fight. We just wasn't getting along. Like I was trying to give you this, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So it got to a point where he told me not to even come to the gym anymore. For like last month of the time I was there, don't come to the gym during practice times. If you want to come get workout in, you go around our practice times. I don't want to see you in the gym. He even told the coaches, don't talk to him. Like he told his coaches, if they saw me, don't talk to him. So there was no communication on the team that I was currently on. I ended up getting a high ankle sprain, which kept me out, which kind of saved the interactions a little bit. Like I didn't get to see him much. I was with the physio a lot, so I didn't get to see him anyway. But when I did see some of the coaches, bro, it was the most disgusting feeling. It was a cold shoulder. It was like, bro, let me get the fuck out of here. So Christmas come, they let me go. 2 weeks later, I get picked up by another team, and I have, my opinion, the best stretch of European basketball that I've ever had. And the happiness and all of that shit came right back, bro. It was great.
You're coming from a very low place, which is, the coach doesn't want to, don't go to the gym. Let's just maybe don't go to the gym, don't talk to him, don't come to practice court, don't do this.
Yeah.
How do you come from that? Because for me, I'll be like, that sucks. Like, it could break your career, whether it's you or not. You could break you. You're like, you know what? I'm better off. I'm not needed here. They don't want me. I can't even talk to anyone. You're away from home. What do you need to do to be able to go, okay, you know what, I need to get my shit together? What was the go-to things?
At that point, bro, it was focusing on the things that I could control, man. Like my health was one thing that I was dealing with, like getting my, ankle injury right, staying in shape, because I knew an opportunity would present itself at some point. But if I wasn't ready for it, you're going to fail. Like we spoke about early on, like shit, if you're going to get an opportunity, make sure you've been preparing for that moment. You're ready for it. And for me, it hurt so bad, bro, because I've never been treated like that in my life. Just literally, bro, just treated like a complete outsider. Every time I walked in the gym, I felt like I didn't belong there. I knew I shouldn't be there. You know how your spirit, your soul's telling you, like, I don't need to be here. That's what I was feeling. But I kept telling myself, like, once you're healthy, bro, you're going to have to hoop, because I wasn't playing good before I was hurt anyway. Like I wasn't doing my thing, I wasn't killing or whatever, but like you get an opportunity, and the reason why I was so prepared for my next one was because of what happened in that moment. I was like, don't get caught off guard again, be better, make sure you did. So I stayed in the gym, I stayed lifting, I was ready, and when I got the opportunity, I performed. So I never really lost my confidence as a hooper in that moment.
Now we talk about injuries.
Mm-hmm.
You've had a few share of your injuries.
Yeah, yeah.
Injuries have stopped you from, maybe getting to the next level, whatever level that is. How have you been able to deal with that and maybe come back, or could it just been easier? Because it's not one, not twice, it's been a few.
Bruh.
How do you keep going?
Kind of what I alluded to earlier, bro. It's nothing else that I want.
Mm.
You know, some people, when they grow up, they got a lot of other interests. You know, they got a lot of things that might consume them. But for me, I don't really care about shit else. Like, yeah, I do. But in the grand scheme of why I get up in the morning, it's solely centered around being a good basketball player.
Do you know your wife will be listening to this?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
She'll be all right. She knows. She's my wife, bro. She knows what I am, bro.
I wake up in the morning, the first thing is basketball. Not my kid, not my wife, it's basketball.
She knows, bro. She knows. And honestly, bro, when you're dealing with a sicko like myself, you have to understand that before you get into a, arrangement with him.
Yeah.
And she knows that basketball drives my daily habits. It drives where I am, my discipline. Everything comes from hoop, bro.
Yeah.
Like, every little thing what you're looking at right now is molded by what I had to do to play basketball. Like, basketball doesn't define me, but it creates the man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It creates, you know what I'm saying? Basketball created what you see.
Exactly. Yeah.
So to bring it back to the injuries, I didn't want anything else. So an injury to me was kind of like, all right, cool. Let me get past this. I'm back hooping again.
Yeah.
Let me get past this. I'm back hooping again. And the craziest injury that I had was the foot injury. So in 2017, I signed to play here with the Wildcats.
Yeah.
And this was my first introduction to Australia.
Yeah.
Shout out my country, baby. Love y'all.
Yeah.
It was my first real opportunity, and I broke both feet, bro, in preseason. Didn't get to play a single game.
Doing what?
Fuck, I don't know. I think it was a wear and tear injury. I had played summer league before. I had a full year of just basketball and no rest, and I just came and went to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. So, like, in the 4 months coming up to, I had played in the G League. I went to Dominican Republic. I went to many, many individual NBA workouts. Then I went straight to summer league, and then I came straight here. And there was not a period to where I could rest really. And my feet were fucking killing me the whole time anyway.
But you still going.
But I'm like, shit, I'm hooping. The opportunities that were in front of me right before I came to Perth were things I dreamed of, bro. I was in an all-star game shooting like a three-point shootout. I met my idol, Isaiah Thomas. All this is happening in a 3-month span. I'm going to NBA workouts. I'm meeting NBA GMs, NBA coaches. And these is like, bro, all the shit you worked for, it's here.
This is it.
I didn't give a fuck. My feet was hurting. Ice them shits. We stretch. We get back. I didn't care how they felt. Summer league I'm meeting all of these people. It was just an unbelievable experience for me. Like, and in that moment, I'm feeling all of this, but obviously you're gonna ignore it. Everything you wanted is right in front of you, bro. It's a cough and a sniff away. Feet was hurting. I come here, end up breaking both. I end up getting surgery, bro, on both. They put a screw in both, and I ended up missing a full year. Then I go to Italy. This is when I first played. It's my first time playing overseas. And that was that moment I just described. That was my first time playing overseas. So that was the only time I've ever left the country and actually played. But in alluding to, once I left that team, went to another team in Italy. 10 games later, I'm having the best stretch in Europe, bro. I'm probably one of the best shooters in Europe. I'm shooting like 50%, 14 a game. Like, I'm on my way. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm not hurt. Boom, 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 boom. 10 games later, break my right foot again. Break my foot again. I ain't tripping though. I'm like, fuck it. I did my thing. I know I can play when I'm healthy. Broke my foot again. Bro, miss another year. So, actually, no, I broke my feet twice before I played again. So I came back. It was about 5 or 6 months later. I rehabbed that one. And the Mavericks called me. Dallas Mavericks called me for a workout, and this is in July. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let me get ready for this. Yeah, I'm starting to ramp up my intensity. I'm playing. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get ready. I'm about to be ready for this. This is another NBA opportunity. I went overseas. I didn't have the best experience. Okay, let me come back home and get ready for this opportunity. Tom, break my shit again, bro. So this is the third time that I'm breaking my foot. I'm like, now I'm starting to be like, oh, fuck. Here we go. It's starting to bother me a little bit.
Of course it should.
Yeah, so the first two, I'm like, I'm cool. I'm going to get through this shit. I'm okay. The third one, because now I'm thinking like, bro, am I going to break my feet every 6 fucking months, bro? And now I'm like, Now, this is the time when you talk about the mental stuff.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, this is the moment to where now I'm really starting to challenge my mental, bro. Because at that time, my wife, bro, bullshit you not, the day before I broke my foot, told me she was pregnant with my daughter, right? And no, it wasn't the day before, it was the day after. So I break my foot, right? So I'm already in shambles a little bit. And I'm like thinking like basketball, money-wise, I'm like, bro, this is the third time I broke my foot in the last, 12 or so months. I'm not sure how many teams are going to be like, okay, let's give you money to break your foot. No, we want health, right? And she tells me, bro, yeah, I'm pregnant. Bro, this is literally the day after I break my foot. Yeah. I said, no, you're not. I said, there's no fucking way you telling me you pregnant right now. Because as men, bro, we know what I'm looking at in the tunnel that I'm looking at. I know it ain't very bright. No. Men are preparing, like when you're a provider of a family, you're looking months ahead. You're not looking at this moment. So, and for me, I'm looking like, you're not pregnant. Not right now. Like,
I'm not ready.
2 days ago? Yeah. Let's do a backflip. Today, you're not pregnant, bro. And she looked at me.
Did you have a contract at that time?
No, I didn't pay for nobody. And mind you, I'm just rehabbing from an injury that the fucking whole world knows about for the second time. The whole world knows I broke my foot the second time.
So nobody's going to touch you
No one's
yet.
going to touch me once they find out the third time.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm thinking. They're like, 3 times, bro? No way, you're done. You're done. Yeah, I'm done. And that, I'm not thinking I'm done, but I'm thinking what everybody else
Of course, yeah.
And when she told me that, I said, please, God, no. Don't be pregnant right now. And, we had the discussions that were really tough discussions up into that moment. And it came to the point where when I looked at her, I said, okay, look, if you're pregnant, this is how we're going to do this. Let me put my hard hat on. Let me get to work and let me figure this out for us. And in that moment, it's another one of those moments of like, bro, you're not giving up. You know what I mean? You can't give up right now. You have.
No, the stakes are high.
Yeah. It's way higher than it's ever been. It's always been me.
Yeah.
Now it's like, bro, you have this in front of you now. If your
responsibility.
Yeah, like if you want to grind, you motherfucker right now is the time.
It's
all
time
that
to
shit
grind.
before
Yeah.
was fun and games. It's time now, bro. You
could sleep on somebody's couch.
And I did it. It was cool, bro.
Yeah, but now
you did
you can.
it. You can't do that. Yeah. So, I'm really locking in this rehab. I make sure I get, in my last surgery that I got, I ended up getting some bone from my hip. And I told the surgeon who did my previous 2 surgeries, and I told him, like, make sure this shit doesn't happen again. I don't care what you got to do. He took some bone, he put it in my foot, bro. My whole foot was swollen. So, like, if I were to show you my foot right now, it's a large lump on the outside. It's a massive callus. So, essentially, your bone in the foot is about this big. Mine is about double the size. So he was like, shit ain't gonna break again, I can tell you that. You break this, bro, you're
done.
Yeah, you break this
done.
Bone, you're done.
That's
So
it.
he put enough in there to where it's extremely reinforced. So, like after that, I ended up getting a job in France, coming off a foot injury.
So you rehabbed. Who calls you?
So my agent.
Your wife is pregnant.
Yep.
You're still in rehab. You've just done surgery.
Yep.
How do you go from there? Like, who wants to talk to you? How do you even get the next contract? Or where are you?
So my agent is going through this, and he gets an opportunity in France. But I'm a month premature. I'm not ready. But I gotta take it, bro. This is July. It happened. They called in November. So it's a 6, 7, 8 month rehab, depending on how it goes. I'm not ready to play, Tom.
No.
But I haven't gotten a check since May, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, sign me up. I'll figure it out. I shoot off to France. I leave the girls behind, bro. I shoot off to France. I leave the girls behind. And when I get to France, I'm explaining to the staff, the coaching staff, of how I need to be slowly brought in. And then the coach is great. He's like, yeah, man, this is this. And we go 1-2 in my first 3 games. They understood. They knew it was a break. It would go 1-3, 1-2 our first 3 games. And they fired the coach, bro. And we get this new coach. Great coach, legendary coach in France. So everybody's extremely excited to have him, right? And he brings us in a meeting, and he immediately changes the schedule. So at first it was we would lift in the mornings, come back, we shoot in the mornings, come back, and then practice at night. He immediately changed the schedule. He said, this is how it's going to be. We were going full practices in the morning, full practices at night. You get your own individual work when you need it. You get your own lift when you need it. But we're practicing twice a day now. So full 2.5 practices 2 times. My foot can't fucking handle this, bro. So I'll go to tell him, I'm like, Coach, I don't know if I can do this. So my performance is we practicing, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna make. I'm about to break my shit again. I feel my feet swelling up, bro. I'm like, I'm about to break my feet again. I tell him, look, Coach, I'm not sure. I don't think I can do this and save my life. You get lifesavers all the time through your story or whatever. And Mitch Creek messaged me, bro. And we had a game. Mitch Creek messaged me. I don't know if you know him, and if you do, you would know who he is. He messaged me and said, bro, you want to come to Australia? I said, fucking right, bro. Get me out of here right away. I don't care what the money was. I didn't care how many games. I didn't care about any of it. I said, Mitch, fucking right, bro. Get me out of here. I was on a flight back to Australia within the 3 days. I told the coach, I said, look, thank you for everything, but I am out, bro. I cannot sustain this practice. Come back to Australia. I play like the last month of the season or whatever, and then as soon as I get home, I have my daughter. And then COVID. So she was born in February. COVID hit the world in March. And fuck, you got another question or something? Because I'm rambling.
No, you're cool. I'm actually really.
That's what happened.
You're taking me on I'm actually listening and I'm following you and I'm visualizing all these obstacles. And what I'm thinking of is how resilient you are.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking, when I see you at the gym, we just talk, but I actually don't know how much shit you've gone through. Because what you see outside people, you actually don't know what they've gone through. So I didn't know you had broken your toes or your leg 3 times. I don't know that shit. So I'm looking at you, I'm like, fuck, the way you present every time I see you, it's like, this guy is lucky. That's what most people will look at you. People will not actually realize the shit you've gone through.
For the podcast, bro, you gotta summarize shit.
I know. But
summarize.
What did we say? We're just keeping it real. If somebody wants to listen to it, let them listen to it. If they don't, that's cool. But it's just amazing how much ups and downs you've gone through, and you're here.
Yeah.
And so I just want to understand, from playing for yourself and now playing for the girls, what has shifted? What's the difference?
Everything, bro. I think you would know that. You would be able to.
I don't have kids, bro.
No kids?
No kids. I'm smart. I don't have half a million until they're 21 to leave home.
No, that's a fact.
I'm selfish.
But no, it changes you, bro. For those that listening and men that understand, like, before you and after those, like, before kids you and after those kids you, I feel like those are 2 totally different people. Especially if you give a damn about your kids. Like, you should be a totally different person. You learn compassion. That's one thing that my child has taught me. I didn't care how I made people feel before I had her. I didn't care about the things that I said. What I did, it was all for me and my purposes. Like, now, if I speak to you, I make sure I greet you with something that makes you feel away.
Why?
It makes you feel. I think it's important.
Why is that important now than before you?
Before I didn't give a fuck about you, Tom.
Yeah.
It was about.
So what
me.
has he changed in you?
My child. When I see her, I make sure I tell her that she's so smart. I make sure I tell her she's beautiful. I make sure I tell her she's this.
But telling your daughter she's beautiful doesn't mean you have to treat me right.
It just becomes habit, bro. That's the compassion.
Yeah.
I know how when people tell you good things about yourself, make you feel, people don't hear it enough, bro. Like, certain people, like athletes, for myself, like, we hear good things about ourselves all the time. And we know how that shit makes us feel, bro. Everybody needs to hear good things about them. Like, certain people come out in an outfit that they've been planning for weeks, and if nobody tells them that their outfit look nice, they gonna feel like that was a failure.
Who told you you're a good player that kept you going?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Who's what? You're talking about being complimented?
Yeah.
That, somebody comes up with a good outfit, you can tell them they look good and that makes them good.
Yeah.
Who in your career told you, hey, you're going to make it or you're going to be a good player, that made you keep going?
Cam Davis, bro. This is for a whole I got a whole episode for you, Tom, about Cam Davis.
I'm just correct me. I don't know who Cam Davis is.
No one knows who Cam Davis is.
Yeah, so if you can.
He is literally I don't even know how to explain how important he has been to me in my development, what I am,
Is
my
he
mindset,
an agent?
everything.
Is he a back?
He's everything, bro. He's a fucking anomaly. He's so special to me, bro. I can't even put it in words what he is to me. He's my big brother, bro. He's my dad, my trainer, my physio, my mental. He's everything in one, bro. Never met a man with such
all-rounded.
It's nothing like him, bro. The words that he speak are always correct. It's like, bro, how do you always say the right shit?
Yeah. I thought there's only one Jesus and he's not here. He sounds like,
bro.
You can't compare him to Jesus, but I'm just used to talking about
No. And I bullshit you not, bro. I can sit here.
I'm intrigued. I want to meet this.
Nah, he's
this guy.
special, bro.
Is he in Perth?
Special? No, he's actually living in Las Vegas right now. He lives in Vegas.
What were the words that he told you and they stuck with
It
you?
wasn't just one thing that he would tell me. It's how he taught me to present how he made me believe when in reality, when you look back at like who I was and what we were doing on the court and stuff, I shouldn't have been in those rooms with the players that he prepared me for the moments that I face in battle every day. It was kind of like he gave me so much fuel and juice to quote unquote win at life. And when all of these losing moments get tossed at me, like Cam Davis and how he grew up, and I met him when I was 18 years old, and we were close together each summer till I was about 26, and about that age range was the one where I'm like, I look back at it now. I'll be 33 next month. I look at it now and I'm like, I pray to God that every young person that's been in my position can find a Cam Davis.
And maybe that's
and
your
maybe
responsibility.
100%, bro. It's a guy that works out with me now. Every time I look at him, I see myself. He's so full of questions, and I try to give him the best version of me possible. I try to give him literally everything that Cam gave me. And I don't even know how important. Like, I don't even know if Cam knows how important he was to me. I tell him all the time, but I still can't put it into words how valuable he was.
As long as
to
you
me.
tell him, bro. Yeah,
it's
just a compliment.
Yeah. So to bring it back to what you kind of asked me, if I can get into a love affair with Cam again.
Bro, you need people like that in life.
Yeah, for sure. Just the way he would talk to people, bro. And the people that he was around, the love that he showed them, the humility, the words that he spoke into people. And he's a quiet guy. He's not an outspoken guy. He's a quiet guy.
The loudest.
Bro, and when he said words to you, they stuck. Like, you know how people can get a handful of whatever and just throw the shit on the wall, something might stick. He needed one.
And that's it.
And that's going to stick. And that's how special he was. Like, the word he said to you and how he made me feel about myself as a basketball player.
Go through the wall.
I'm like, I'm ready, bro.
I'm unbeatable.
I know what I am because of him, or at least I think I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe whatever he said to me, he was probably just saying shit.
Life is illusion.
Yeah. Fact.
What do you believe in? How you feel, you believe, you become. So
Yeah.
Bro, you've gone through so many things in your life, your injuries and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some time there you've thought of stopping. And I know the answer to this, but I just have to ask it.
Yeah.
What stopped you from giving up? Because I know you've answered this, but there's so many moments, not once, not twice, you're breaking and just things not opening up.
What's crazy is not until recently, bro. Not until recently that I started to think about other shit. Because I got a whole nother phase of injuries we ain't spoke about. That was the first phase.
Yeah.
I got a whole nother 3-year phase of injuries. And like you said, once you have kids, pre-father me and after, a lot of different shit starts to play in your mind. And when you start talking about not giving up, you get a drive because you look at, bro, you've seen my daughter, bro. Bro,
Beautiful.
she's beautiful. Now look, this might even be funny or even fucked up. Like, if you got ugly children, it might not feel the same. Like, if your kid's ugly, it might not feel the same.
I give the credit to the mother.
Yeah, she's gorgeous as well, right? No, seriously, bro, gorgeous as well, bro.
I'm not giving you too much credit.
Look,
because I know your hair will grow big.
No, bro. Seriously, honestly, bro, they're both beautiful. So when you look at them, I can't let them down, bro. I can't quit. I can't. Like I said, if you say your wife is ugly, or I don't care. Maybe you don't have that
connection.
infatuation or whatever. And like my daughter, I see her, the way she smiled, the way she loves me, like it's like, nah, I ain't no quitting that, bro.
No.
You do what you need to do to make sure that smile stays that way.
One of the moments that I saw in the gym a while ago, I don't train in that gym anymore, but yeah, it was, I think you had finished training and you were walking, and she just opened the crash, and she came and jumped onto you, but you were kneeling down and she jumped onto you. But it's not every kid would do that, but it's the way she did it, and I came to realize how connected and how maybe because I'm not home, how connected and the kind of relationship the two of you are.
Yeah.
And it was that moment. I wish, and then you walked out, going outside, holding her hand, and you had her little bag, and you're walking out. I wish I had taken a photo of that, like just without you guys knowing, and could frame it and put it in your house, because that would have been a magical moment. And that's something that I know there's so many parents, there's so many fathers there, but that's a father-daughter moment. And being a father is just not picking your kid up, but it's that connection that I felt. She felt like she was safe.
Yeah, yeah.
She felt like everything was like, this is the person I want to be with, and so that was magical.
And that means the world to me, bro, that you saying that, because, like, we kind of grew up together during COVID. So for the first year of her life, it was just me and her mom. You know, me, her, and her mom. So she knows nothing but that. Right, she knows nothing but her dad being there. And once they released whatever from COVID, I started to go to these other places, and I had to leave her. And that led me to a lot of decisions that I made more recently. Like, I'm not leaving my child again. That shit matters more than anything else. Like, and this is the one time I started to think something else matters more than basketball. Like, you know, you start to be like, okay, some does matter a little more.
Little
like,
bit.
A little bit.
That bubble has just been pierced.
Exactly, bro, exactly. And you start to realize, fuck, basketball isn't everything, right? You start to understand that, but just those moments with her kind of lead me into like the decision-making process of everything, not quitting. What you eat, like the way you work out, the way you want to present yourself, the way you want people to see you, like everything. Because as she grows older, I want people to speak of her dad as someone of some type of merit, bro, some type of quality. Like, I don't want her to ever hear that her dad was this, and this. Because like you mentioned, bro, like, I'm her hero.
Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah,
for sure.
It looked like a Superman or
for sure,
or Batman.
For sure. And people know. Have you ever ran into somebody you looked up to and they let you down?
Yeah.
You know, you meet somebody that you've idolized for years and they let you down.
I've got a big ego, so like most of the guys that play, like, I'm a big West Coast Eagles supporter.
Right.
So when I meet those players, I actually don't want to. I feel like they should come to me.
I got a question for you. I know you're running the show here, but who would you say is someone that you would look up to?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, right? Yeah. So if he walked in here right now and he was a complete dick to you, wouldn't that hurt your soul a little bit?
It would brush a lot of shit that I've believed and I've followed him.
Yeah.
And but as much as I love Tony Robbins and that's what he stands for me, somebody who was very close to him said that he painted a very different picture of him, and it was very close. But I asked myself, I have to take what he taught me. It's not the person. So as much as I'll be disappointed, I will still be happy with the content that he's actually provided for me in that sense. Gotcha. But I'm running the show.
Yeah,
you don't ask the question.
For sure.
You are 20
Let me
years.
Digress.
You are 20 years now. Okay? What would you do different? Looking at your career, I snap you now and you're, let's say 18. What will you do different?
Nothing, bro. Nothing.
Or if there's a kid who's 18 out there, what advice will you give them?
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Don't be a bitch, because like, life is going to hand you everything you can and can't handle. You're going to get hit from left and right and left and right and left and right. Maybe the way I'm presenting it don't make sense. But don't be a bitch, bro. And I'm not saying don't be a bitch as in don't feel your emotions, but don't bitch out at each challenge. The ones who, I forgot who said this quote, but they said everything you want is on the other side of hard. Right? Like if you can get through this moment of you not being a complete bitch, you might get exactly what you've been dreaming about. And no one has anything of value that was easy, bro. No one. I don't know. Like, what do you cherish in your heart and your soul that was easy, that was just given to you? Nah. Everything, especially from a man's perspective, like the things that you worked hard for, they're yours. Like you're like, this is mine. Like I earned this. I kept this. And I think that's what gives me a drive. So if I'm an 18-year-old kid, like what's your drive? Like what do you want at the end of whatever your career is to be like, I did that? Like what did you do?
I'm gonna go back. I know maybe I want to go back and just ask you about your family. Your dad, your mom, your brother who you say football. You have anyone else?
I got 2 sisters. So I got an older sister, older brother, and a younger sister.
Okay.
Yep.
Share with me, how was that? How was that? Because I will imagine you being the great father now. Maybe that came from that? Or is it that maybe, because there's 2 ways. Either you never got that, so you're going to give your daughter what you didn't get, or you got that and you proceed to be able to do that. So where is this Superman kind of passion?
Tom, bro, I've never saw my dad.
You've never saw your dad? To be honest with you, the reason why I've gone back there is because I just felt...
I've never saw him. Don't know what he looked like. I've seen pictures, but I've never had a face-to-face conversation, never shook his hand, don't know anything about him, bro. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you said that because it opens up another avenue of why I am what I am and who I am. So not having a dad, a lot of people would be like, it's such a disadvantage. For me, bro. And I don't know if I'm a fucking weirdo or whatever, but
we're all weirdos
in some sort, right? And like the kids, like I didn't realize not having a dad was a big deal because all the kids I grew up with, and I still got these boys to this day are still my friends. None of us had dads. So for us, it was like we just doing our thing. But once you kind of grow into different spaces, you meet different groups of people, and you see how dads are, you see how they supposed to be, and you see the importance of it, right? As you get a little bit older. And for me, once I noticed that I didn't, really have my dad around, especially if I'm starting to play sports. My mom has to go to all this stuff, and I see all these dads with their kids, working out with them, stuff like that. I took a really strange approach to it. I began to gravitate to people who I liked, and I would take little things from every man in my life, and I'm going to throw it in a little pot. I'm going to mix it up, and I'm going to drink it. And it was a guy like Dominique Parker, was my high school coach. He was the very first guy in my life that I wanted to emulate. I loved how he walked around, like his swag, his energy, his communication, his smile. It was like, this is a guy, I like the way he is, right? Then I run into another guy from whatever times in my life. I meet these people, and I'm like, damn, he kind of cool. Let me take that from him.
Have you ever wondered where your dad is?
Not really. So actually, I want to say a couple months ago, I had I'm writing down my goals for the new year. And I said I wanted to take a trip home and potentially, have a conversation with my father. And I'm like, I'm so ready for it because I would love to know his side of the story. As you get older, you like, the fuck were you thinking? And now that I'm a dad, it's no way I could, and I'm not going to judge him for it. Look at it like, why didn't you do this? I want to know what was on your plate to make that decision the right one.
What's stopping you?
Yeah, like what was on your plate?
What's stopping you from doing that?
Well, I got to go home first.
Okay.
Like I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, but that was one of my goals for this year, to go home and talk to him. So I'm not saying it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
why has it taken you 33 years?
I just never, maybe I blocked it out, bro. Maybe I never thought about it. I was just so concerned in my own thing, my own light. And now that I'm, my daughter's getting older and our conversations are becoming actual conversations, I'm starting to okay, I wonder what that feels like to, talk to a parent that you have. Me and my mom got a great relationship. I got a huge tattoo on my arm, in commemoration of her. I love her to death. We talk daily, right? And our conversations are great. I would love to talk to my dad, bro. Like, what the fuck do you think? Like, what do you think about? Because I'm solid in who I am now. His words, whatever he says, it can't sway me either way. Like, I am what I am now at this point.
Yeah, we're human beings.
Yeah.
We have feelings.
But I feel like
and you're soft. I've seen it with your daughter.
Yeah.
So
I just think, like you said, why not? Like, I just think the moment for me, I'm prepared.
What are you expecting?
I have no expectations. I would honestly, bro, just love to hear, because you put yourself in his position and you kind of think like, what the fuck was going on?
Do you know where he is?
It's in Dallas. Lives in Dallas.
So you know where he is?
Yeah. So it's nothing for me to probably go find his address, knock on his door. What up, Dad? How you doing, brother? It's nice to see you. Right? It would be nothing.
So you haven't kept in contact, or
Nope.
you've since you're young you've never? Damn.
Nope. And my mom has, so all of my brothers and sisters have different dads. So my mom kept her kids and was like, fuck the dads. So my brothers and sisters, they kept contact with my dad, but my dad, I didn't have any contact.
Bro, to be honest, to be the man you are, the father you are, I get emotional a little bit when it comes to parenting, because I love my mom so much, and the shit that she did, and I can imagine your mom will have done the same shit. And for the person you've turned up to be without having a father, and you become who you are, I just want to say I got a lot of love for you.
Yeah, appreciate it,
I've
bro.
got a lot of love for you, because we're in a generation, whether you like it or not, so many young boys are growing up with their parents and they're getting fucked up. And so to see you, I hope you can meet him, because it's going to give you some peace.
Yeah.
Just knowing why, and being able to get that clarity.
For sure.
It will be amazing. What's your future look like? I don't want to go there too much. What's your future? Now, what's your future?
Before we get into that, I want to say something kind of on that same line. Like, I think about, like, growing up, when you do have your father figure in front of you, right? I think it's extremely easy to emulate what's in front of you. And I always say it's a blessing that I didn't have him, because I don't know what type of man he is.
It's a blessing and it's a curse. You don't know yet.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I don't know what type of man he is. He could be, if I meet him, he could be the godliest man I've ever met. I'd be like, fuck, I wish I had
Could
this
be like
growing
the
up.
same guy you're describing.
Exactly. Or he could be a piece of shit. And I would have grown up with him piece of shit. I didn't get the opportunity to be my own man, because young boys emulate what's in front of them. And if he's there each and every day, I'm going to want to be like this until I snap. I don't like this guy. You know what I mean? So if I do take it as like you said, a gift and a curse. It was a gift that he wasn't there, because I was able to be what I wanted to be. I didn't have nothing to look up to, essentially. I didn't have morals or principles placed on me that weren't mine. I got to learn mine, you know? I didn't have a religion placed on me. I didn't have beliefs placed on me. I didn't have certain disciplines placed on me. Like, his disciplines may be totally different than what I believe.
We could talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I just wanna know, what kind of influence did your mom have on you?
Everything. Different, bro. She different.
Because being able to balance, I don't know if this is right or wrong. And I don't know, being in Australia is quite touch and go. In where I come from, there's a role for mom and dad. Here, I don't think there is that. It's just, their parents, so in that sense. But being born in Africa, there's roles that dad did and there are roles that mom did. And 33 years ago, that was really strong.
Yeah.
So how your mom managed to handle the two roles, and you never felt like you're missing out?
Superstar, bro.
That's incredible.
That's you want to talk about a superhero.
That's
she was
incredible.
different, bro. She was different. And she was raised, it wasn't perfect by any means. Like, she didn't have much guidance neither. So she had my oldest brother when she was 15. She had my oldest sister when she was 19. She had me when she was 22. So at 22 years old, she got 3 kids, bro. And with no help, like I mentioned earlier, all the dads was fucking gone. She kicked them out. They broke up. They did whatever they did. They broke up. She was off of them. And she had my little sister 3 years later. So at 25, she got 4 kids all by herself.
No, yeah.
And when I tell you, bro, I didn't realize I didn't have a lot of shit until I was grown. I look back at her like, you different. Like, how did you do that? Like, how did you manage to work make me feel loved, make me feel this, and this. And I look at this as a blessing too. Maybe some people might look at it as a curse, but not one time did that woman ever question me. And when I say question me, she never questioned why I was outside on the basketball court at 3 a.m. Why I haven't ate dinner all day. Why you want to go play basketball from 6 to 3 a.m. Why do you make the decisions to do this? Why do you go here? Why do you go here? She never asked me that. She was just like, I don't know if she had too much shit to worry about or she trusted me. Whichever way, I'm happy because I was able to make the decisions that I thought were, you know, good ones for me in my career, my lifestyle choices. Like even moving to Australia, bro. I was living in Las Vegas. I moved to Las Vegas for COVID breakdown to stay working out, to stay in shape. And once basketball happened, I would leave. And I told my mom when the opportunity came, I said, I think I'm gonna move the girls to Australia. Most moms are like,
you can do that.
You know what I mean? It's a fight, it's an argument, and if you do choose to disobey what she says,
you're done.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you know what she told me? You take care of them girls.
Simple.
Get it, you know what I mean? Get it done, bro. Do what you need to do to make sure you take. And I'm like, you don't get that. So on one hand, I don't have a dad to look up to. One thing, I got a mom that essentially lets me do what the hell I want to do. So it was really up to me to make all the decisions that I made. Like I didn't have much guidance in a sense.
And that's why you're here. Now I want to know what's next. You're in Indonesia now. What is the next two? Because you just told me you sat down setting plans. What is holding? What's in your future? 2 years, 1 year? What is your plan? What is?
It's really, honestly, it's really hard to tell because once you start thinking about, like I don't know if a lot of people do this, but a lot of athletes might do this. To think 5 years down the road, it's really tough. Because there's so many things that can happen from today in that 5 years that literally change the trajectory of your life, what you do. Like I don't have a business here that's set me up for years and okay, I'm doing business, I do this. So honestly, bro, it's really one of those where you have a certain goal, what you want to accomplish, but it's honestly where God takes you.
We're not gonna play basket forever.
No way. So
Okay.
I can't, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is the first time I said I can't wait to stop playing.
To stop.
I can't wait to stop
So
playing.
what's the next chapter?
So, and that's the thing, I don't know. But you know how you get to a point where you love something so much and you like, it's a little time. Like for me, I want to play basketball as long as I can.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that is. I don't know when that's going to stop. But when it does, I'm going to be so relieved in the pressures that it's brought for me the last 20 years or so.
Yeah.
Like I might come back a month later, oh, I can't wait to play again. But when the moment that I can say in my soul and my heart, it's going to be a peaceful moment because you've been at war and in a battle that no one will ever know or understand. My personal battles for the last, since I was 12 years old, those will all be at a stop. So everything that I've ever done from since I was 12 years old into whenever that stops will be like, you did it, bro.
The hardest moment in your life.
You think that would be it?
I'm saying, what's the hardest moment in your life? Quick. Don't think about it.
The hardest moment. When you say hard, bro, can you explain?
Just difficult. You really had to dig deep to go through it. What is the most challenging time in your life?
To be honest, bro, about now. Right now. What I'm dealing with in my personal life and outside life now. I would say now.
I hope it goes well.
Yeah.
What was the most happiest time in your life?
Happiest time. I gotta go back, bro. Maybe when I was 17.
You gonna share?
When I was 17, yeah, I can. Yeah, 17. And this is when I had all of my boys with me. All of them in the group chat to this day. It's my senior year in high school. And this is when everything is starting to go well. I'm starting to get, opportunities like in college. Like, I'm passing all my tests. All the teachers love me. I'm getting girls now. I'm starting to get, like, life is just great.
Opening.
Life is just great, bro. I'm healthy. Like, I'm doing what I want every day. I'm starting to get party. Everything is just great. And it's no stress about any of it. I hang out with my boys I've been knowing since I was 10 years old. We all grown. We all having a good time. And that was the most peaceful, happiest moments, just growing up with them.
Best game you ever played?
Best game I ever played? Fuck me, bro. I don't know.
Worst game you ever played?
I know the worst. It was actually a game where I went like 1 for 14.
What?
And it was in front of my whole. Like let me tell you this story. So this year, it's my last year in the D League. I am having massive games. I'm going crazy, right? I'm going crazy. I'm doing my thing, and I'm turning into a decent player, almost an NBA prospect. I'm starting to do my thing, and my team was in Delaware at the time, and we go down south for a Texas road trip. So we go to San Antonio, we go to Houston, and I'm on my way to Dallas, and I tell everybody, bro, I'm like, man, make sure
you come.
Oh, I said, make sure y'all come to Dallas. I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to kill.
I'm bringing
blah, blah,
the
blah.
show.
I'm bringing the show, and this is the first time everybody in my little community gets to see me as a NBA player or close to it, right? And I'm like, yeah, make sure y'all show. Bring your girlfriend, bring everybody, bro. We gonna go crazy, and after the game, we gonna party, bro. I can't wait to go to Dallas. So for 2 weeks, I'm so excited about Dallas, bro. I get to fucking Dallas, bro. I missed my first 10 shots. I'm like, no, not right now, bro. This shit could have stayed in Houston. And everybody, I'm telling you, bro, I maybe had 30, 40 people at this game.
And it was
they all sitting in the stand, and they just like, oh, every time I miss. I ended up finishing the game like 1 for 14, 1 for 13 or something. My only made was a fucking dunk when nobody was around me. So I literally missed every other cool looking shit I could do.
And that's
worst game of my life, and I'll never forget it, bro. In front of everybody. And after the game, people trying to console me. It was good to see you, bro. I'm like, no, it fucking wasn't, bro. No, it was not good to see me.
At 18 and at 33, success is defined differently. What's success for you now?
Peace, bro. Peace. And I think most people will agree with that. Like, once you understand what a, shaky mind is like, peace is the only thing you have to. And, I would put health behind it, but success for me is it's not tangible, bro. Ain't nothing that you can touch, feel, or have that's success. And I think people need to understand that. It's no success that you can feel. It's what's here, bro. What's inside of you. That's success. And it looks different for everybody. And I think being successful is what you feel is success. And social media has put so much pressure on what success looks like. The shit is so fake. And I'm so thankful that I'm right in that midst of never having social media and having social media, because there's groups of people who are going to grow up, that's all they know. There's groups of people right now that have no idea about social media. And I'm in that perfect balance of, you know what I mean? I'm right in the middle of it. So I've been able to experience a little bit of both, and I think that's what success looks like, bro.
Would you want your daughter to play basketball?
If she wants to, yeah, because I would love the bonding moment.
Do you kind of push it a little bit?
I can't push her.
Do dad goes, let's go and watch basketball with me?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's go and shoot some hoop together.
Absolutely. And I get turned down often, bro.
Oh, you get
She don't want to do that, bro. She want to wear dresses and heels, and she ain't trying to play no basketball. But if she does it, bro, I would never shy away. No. I'll take that page from my mom. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I'll try my best to instill in her the decision making is very important and it goes along with trust.
Yep. Now, one player in NBA that has influenced you?
Steph Curry.
Oh.
Yeah, easily Steph Curry, bro. Easily Steph Curry.
Now, this is a question I'm going to finish with this question because I can ask you so many questions.
Yeah.
LeBron or Michael Jordan? You got one spot on your team. You just have to choose, not with the positioning or anything. You have to choose one player, LeBron or Michael Jordan.
For the longest, bro. For the longest, it was LeBron James.
For the longest.
But as I get gray hairs, it's Michael Jordan.
And the reason?
Because some of the shit you see and the stats you see are absolutely insane, bro. I didn't watch Michael Jordan play basketball. So I was always like, how can I respect the man I didn't watch? I didn't really watch him. I watched LeBron. I've seen LeBron's, and I'm like, LeBron is the guy. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to see that Michael Jordan was one of a kind, bro. And it's a reason why we talking about his name.
The greatest. I'm wearing him today.
Yeah. Like we talking about his name. We talking about his name 30 years after he's done playing.
Bro, I don't know what you're going through at this time.
Yep.
I hope you can go and see your dad and mend that. I want to say this has been a really different podcast for me.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, and I'm really grateful that you've kept it real. I want to wish you all the best, and I hope whatever you're going through, you can actually go through it. Whatever noises are getting into your head. You're such a nice dude. This is the first time we've sat down to actually have a chat, and I'm really grateful that you've given me the insight of who you are. You're a really nice dude.
Appreciate it, bro.
I'm so proud of your mom,
Yeah.
and I'm actually so proud of your father.
Yeah.
Because everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely, bro.
If you had your dad, maybe I wouldn't be having this moment here with you.
I agree, 100%.
And bro, yeah, you're a really nice dude, and I want to wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And all success that you have. I got all time for you.
Thank you,
and
bro.
I got so much love for you.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
It's been an opportunity for me, and I've said some stuff on this podcast that I've never told anybody, bro. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the muscles, bro. They got me all weak and shit.
Well,
but
bro, one of the things that I'll stick with, it's just the 12-year-old in behind the car. That's an image that I'm carrying in my head now. 12-year-old kid in the car crying, and yeah, that's the thing that have stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
That's how passionate you're about something, and yeah, I wish you all the best with your family. You've got a lovely. Haven't met your wife. I've just met your daughter.
Yeah.
But behind every good-looking guy like you, there's a woman that's doing
I wouldn't
the
go
daily
that
work.
far, bro.
Yeah, so I want to wish all of you the best, and I hope Indonesia treats you so good.
Really appreciate you having me on, bro. It was a pleasure.
And I want you to come back here
Yeah.
once you've met your dad.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be an episode.
That's the episode I'm looking for.
That'll be an episode. That'll be an episode. So I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Might take some notes.
And I don't want you to take notes.
No, for
him.
him.
I just want you to keep it real. I want you to enjoy the moment, and when you come here next time when you've met him.
Yeah. Nah, that'll be an episode, bro. Surely.
You say something good that you say you don't have any expectations, so that was good. So you wouldn't be disappointed.
Nah. I think, like you said, bro. I think it's one that I'm like, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. All right, my dog. Thank you, bro.